and averaging close to 8 runs a game, all in the process. Tonight, Tampa Bay returns to Fenway Park, where Blake Snell goes to the mound against Mookie Betts and the Boston Red Sox. We greet you to the Back Bay section of Boston, home of Fenway Park, where tonight the Rays road trip continues, opening a 3-game series against the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Well, the Rays have a lot of catching up to do against this Boston Red Sox ball club. It's never easy when Mookie Betts is at the top of their lineup.
And when you look at what Mookie Betts has done here in the month of April, I mean, he's just going off. This is the most prolific offense in Major League Baseball, and it's being led by this guy right here. His last 19 games in the month of April, a .351 average, 8 homers, 17 driven in. And the big reason why, the lightning quick hands. That allows him to handle everything. He can turn on the best fastball that you can give him, and the off-speed pitches, it allows him to see them just a little bit longer before he goes after them. Right now, he's handling everything, and Blake Snell will be the one to try to slow him down here tonight. And guess what? He's been slowing down everybody. His last 3 outings, 3-0 record, the ERA 1.40. It has been an impressive formula. First of all, limit base runners. Just 16 in over 19 innings during this streak. Keep the ball in the yard. He's given up just 1 home run and miss bats. 25 strikeouts against just 5 walks in his last 3.
And here is that matchup. Blake Snell, the Rays lefty, against the veteran lefty Drew Pomeranz for the Boston Red Sox. When the Rays were here 2.5, 3 weeks ago, their offense was not the offense it is now. And when we come back, Michelle Margot will take a look inside the Rays' red-hot offensive revival.
Against the Boston Red Sox. Well, it is no secret how red hot this Rays offense has been. In fact, They have set a club record with 5 straight games of 8 or more runs, and what's interesting is that a lot of those runs have come throughout the entire lineup. It is certainly a different look team from last year. It is a lot less home runs, more of stringing hits together, and talking with the team, they are all pretty pleased with where they are at right now in terms of where they want to be. And here is Rays first baseman Brad Miller.
We're doing a really good job stringing some pro at-bats together. I really think it starts at the top with Denard. You know, he sets a pretty good example for us all. Obviously, CJ's been really hot. We have, you know, 4 or 5 guys that are extremely hot, seeing the ball well, but I think everybody's just really battling up there and putting a tough at-bat together.
The Rays look to keep the bats alive today against Drew Pomeranz and the Boston Red Sox. Blake Snell takes the rock for Tampa Bay in this battle of the Southpaws. First pitch from Fenway Park right after this.
Rays and the Red Sox getting a lot of their season series business completed early this year. Opening this 3-game series, the Rays right back up here at Fenway. And when this series is complete, the Rays and Red Sox will have played each other in 10 of the 19 games they're scheduled to square off this year. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Rays tonight, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Matt Duffy is off the disabled list and back in the lineup in the leadoff spot, playing third, followed by C.J. Cron and then Carlos Gomez. Wilson Ramos will hit cleanup with David Robertson at second, hitting fifth. Brad Miller at first. Danny Echeverria bats seventh. The number 8 hitter is Malik Smith. And getting a start in left field batting ninth is Rob Refsnyder.
Well, getting the start on the mound tonight for the Boston Red Sox is going to be left-hander Drew Pomeranz. He went on the disabled list at the end of spring training, 26th of March, with a forearm flexor strain. Obviously, in that left forearm, came off the disabled list on April the 20th against the Oakland Athletics, and there is his line from that start: 3 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, a couple of walks, and 7 strikeouts. So, did get to 88 pitches, should be fully stretched out as long as he's effective. Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense, see how it's going to line up Behind him here tonight, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source, and in the outfield left to right, J.D. Martinez, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Mookie Betts. Across that infield, third to first, Eduardo Nunez. Xander Bogaerts makes his return from the disabled list. Two-way Lin, Mitch Moreland. Behind the plate, we're going to have Christian Vasquez.
And the manager of this Boston Red Sox ball club, Alex Cora, has his team in his first season off to a 19-5 start. They are 8-1 at home. And Kevin Cash and the Rays riding a 6-game winning streak. It's the longest winning streak they've had under Kevin Cash. So here is Duffy, and the first pitch of this game is a ball down and in, 48 degrees. We had some rain in and around the downtown Boston area. And Duffy with a count of 1-1.
The one thing that comes to mind, we remember those early series against the Red Sox, and what their starters did was pound the Rays lineup in. First two pitches here tonight, fastballs in.
There's a line drive caught by the third baseman, Nunez. Well, he came with a breaking ball there, a liner, but Nunez there to catch it. One away, and now it'll be C.J. Cron. Cron has been a big part of the Rays' offensive resurgence. Sits safely in 12 of his last 13 games, hitting .327 in that stretch. He takes a strike.
Well, Drew Pomeranz does have a big 12-6 curveball. We've seen that. The fastball not overpowering. He will cut it. Also a changeup.
2. Just trying to keep hitters off stride and locate the fastball, complemented with all the other pitches he has in store.
I think I made the changeup up.
Occasional changeup.
You know, that may be a BP fastball, not a true changeup.
That's a hot shot, fair ball. It's going to kick back into shallow left field, and they will hold Cron to a base hit. Any other ballpark, it's a double, but with the stands jutting out the way they do here, that ball winds up in shallow left on the rebound, and they hold Cron to one base.
Yeah, and these Boston Red Sox fielders understand this. You see Bogaerts trailing back for it, J.D. Martinez hustling in, making sure that you keep that hitter to just a single. But a definite quirk of this ballpark, of which there are many.
A little 5-game hitting streak for Cron.
I think this matchup here with Drew Pomeranz really sets up well for the Rays. What they're doing right now, you know, as a unit 1 through 9, and just the setup in general. Gonna sit back on that curveball. The fastball's not going to overpower them, so they are not afraid of getting beat by that pitch.
Gomez takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. Sam Holbrook is calling the balls and strikes in the opening game of this series. It's 1-1. Holbrook, also the crew chief, ascended to that position a year ago. He's been on the Major League staff since 1998. Foul back off the fastball. It's 1-2.
Pitch right out over the plate there. We've seen the fastball tonight, 87 to 89, and that's where it's going to sit. The cutter, mid-80s. Not a ton of movement to it. We've already seen the curveball.
strike 3 call. Holbrook calls Gomez out on strikes. Gomez thought that pitch was a little tight. He's out number 2.
Yeah, definitely a borderline pitch that went Drew Pomerant's way. 88 miles an hour, and he really has not been shy about throwing that fastball in on these Rays hitters early in this ball game, and that's kind of sticking to the script for this Red Sox starting rotation. But boy, if you're going to get that call right there, and it's an inch or 2 off, that could make for a tough night.
Yeah, that's going to be bad news for these hitters. Wilson Ramos with a 7-game hitting streak. Takes the pitch away, 1 ball and no strikes. And Vasquez, who's doing the catching, has established a pretty good reputation for his framing abilities anyway back there. There's a high shot deep into left. That ball is going to get out of here. Gone over the Green Monster and out of here. Home run for Wilson Ramos to put the Rays out in front 2-0. Third home run of the year for the Rays catcher. And he continues that hot hitting streak. It's now 8. Ramos homered his first time up in Baltimore last night. Homers his first time up tonight in Boston.
Boy, who in this lineup is not streaking? And oh, by the way, how about the quick starts? You know, the ball game last night against Baltimore, it was a couple of runs in the first 3 innings. They had a 6-0 lead after 3, and jumping right out here tonight against Pomerantz.
Daniel Robertson looks at a strike. Takes the curveball. Well, the base hit by Crone, a 2-out, 2-run home run by Ramos. 1-1. Two ball, 1 strike count.
Well, the Rays saw Pomerantz 4 times a season ago. His first 2 starts didn't go very well against the Rays. His last 2 much better in both of those. He went 6 innings, gave up 2 earned runs. So it's been a mixed bag.
Liner toward right center field, cutting across. Betts is there to make the catch. On that hard hit line drive by Robertson. Rays come up with 2 in the first on the home run by Wilson Ramos. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Rays up by 2. Ramos. Tonight's lineup for Boston, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. We'll find Mookie Betts leading off. followed by Hanley Ramirez, the DH, and J.D. Martinez. Mitch Moreland, Xander Bogaerts, and Eduardo Nunez down the middle in front of Jackie Bradley Jr., Christian Vasquez, and Sue Lin. Second baseman hits ninth.
Well, if this was Blake Snell's last 3 starts, the game would already be over. He's only given up 1 earned run in each of the last 3 outings. And look at the season numbers: 5 starts, ERA just over 2.5 in 28 and a third innings of work.
Well, he's facing Mookie Betts in the first pitch, 97. Well, up and out of the zone, ball 1. That's the 10th leading hitter in the American League at 329. He looks at a strike. 1-1.
And that's a strike. If Blake Snell's going to consistently get that strike at the top of the zone or just above, with his velocity, that's going to be tough for the Boston hitters.
By the mound, towards short, Echeverria's and a scoop over there by Miller at first to take care of Mookie Betts and keep him off the bases. Nicely done right there. Echeverria getting to it. And on the receiving end, Miller at first.
Yeah, smoothly ranging up the middle. This ball looked like it had a chance, but Echeverria covers that ground and gets rid of it almost in mid. He doesn't even really step. He's just kind of moving. It's an athlete, and then a nice save there by Brad Miller.
Got pretty play on both ends to keep Betts off the bases. Now it's Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez pops it up right side. It's going to be Miller from first base, and Brad handles that. 2 up, 2 down.
Let's take a look at the rest of the Rays defense, brought to you by our friends at Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, Rob Refsnyder makes his return with Malik Smith and Carlos Gomez. And across the infield, third to first, Matt Duffy.
Base is empty. 2 gone for J.D. Martinez, who's in left field tonight for Boston. And that pitch is a strike.
Do you think that Blake Snell's amped up for this one?
97 on that one. I mean, we've seen high velocity from pitch 1. And quickly out in front. 0-2. He follows up 97 with that.
And they play off each other so well. And Blake does a nice job of working the fastball, the curveball off of it, even the changeup. And he's got a good changeup too.
And a cut and a miss. He takes care of Martinez, and down in order go the Boston Red Sox. We're headed into the second, 2-0 Rays.
Noticed already, the lineup construction today has been a little bit different from the games in the past. And Kevin Cash was asked today, why shuffle the lineup when things were going so well with the previous construction? He said he's made a goal to keep guys as fresh as possible so that later in the season they're not as worn down. He really wants to take advantage of every bat on the team, but one guy he did say he will find a spot for no matter what is Daniel Robertson. So with Duffy coming off the disabled list, it was an easy decision to shift Robertson over to second to keep his bat in the lineup. Guys.
All right, the first pitch, Miller lifts into left, caught by Martinez for the out. Well, it's interesting because he, speaking of Kevin Cash, had the idea initially that there could be a platoon situation at second with Wendell and Robertson. And Robertson's kind of forced that issue to the point where Kevin's thinking, for the most part, to give him as much playing time as possible and work Wendell, appreciating what he's done, actively look for places to work him into that lineup.
Going into the ball game last night, Daniel Robertson was hitting over 350 against righties, I believe. I mean, it didn't matter. Between righties and lefties, he was hitting over 350 and over 330.
Yeah.
So when you're hitting lefties and righties at such a high rate, how can you take him out? You've got to have him out there. He's covering everything.
Echeverria lifts it foul down the right side. It's going to tail out of play. And it's 1-1.
Yeah, so right now he's hitting 333 off lefties, 343 off righties.
There you are.
And so that's why you swing the bat like that, you are not coming out of the lineup. You are.
So Echeverria with a 1-1 count. One ball, 2 strikes. There's a liner into right off the bat of Echeverria. So 1 on, 1 out. So the Rays have picked up 3 hits. Echeverria making that one into right. And here's Malik Smith. Second leading hitter in the American League at the start of the day. Malik Smith at 353. In the top 10 in on-base percentage. Nunez in on the grass down at third. And Smith takes a high fastball. 1-0. Didi Gregorius at 354, and then Malik Smith. Look at the bunched up at the top there. Jed Lowry 352, running third. And a good look at that one wide. 2-0.
When you're running a batting average like Malik Smith is, you're seeing the ball well. And he's been using the other side of the field. Even if you look defensively right now, the way that they have Eduardo Nunez pulled in a couple of steps on the grass, that whole left side is open. Now he backs up. But Malik Smith, a lot of hits the other way.
And a little piece of that one for the foul. 2-1. Rays scored 2 in the first. 1 on, 1 out in the second inning. Ground ball second. Lynn with a toss to Bogarts over to first. And they double up Malik Smith on the 4-6-3 double play. Bottom of inning 2 coming. Rays up 2-0. to you by W.B. Mason. Tuba, W.B. Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Mitch Moreland, who's had a hot bat recently, leads off here. He's hitting cleanup against the left-hander Blake Snell. 313 on the year with a couple of home runs. 0 for 6 against Blake. A strike on the corner. Snell turned in a snappy first inning, picking up a strikeout in the process and making just 7 pitches.
Yeah, that was on a couple of snapping breaking balls.
Yes, it was.
To J.D. Martinez. And how about that?
Yep.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. The thing that is impressive about Blake Snell is the fact that he's got 4 very good and very effective pitches. Seen the fastball, the curveball. How about that slider? Have yet to see the changeup, but you'll see that soon enough. He's got so many options.
Upstairs, 2-2. Yeah, that's the thing about it. He's confident to throw any of those pitches virtually at any time.
And he's gotten better with his fastball command. And that's where it all starts with him. And when he would go through his struggles, that'd be a little bit off. When it's on the money, you have a hard time.
And he takes care of Moreland right there to pick up his 2nd strikeout. Well, a quick start for Snell, making good pitches and setting a quick pace.
And this is exactly what Kevin Cash wants to see, and Kyle Snyder for that matter. You hand your starting pitcher a 2-run lead in the first, and he is not messing around. That doesn't mean that this is going to continue, but he is certainly taking the bull by the horns. We saw that on the very first pitch of his outing, 97 out of the chute.
Xander Bogaerts takes a strike, an opening fastball. Bogaerts just off the disabled list prior to the game tonight. About 15 games. Fouls this one away, and it's 0-2. So a couple of fastballs to begin the at bat for Bogaerts. Bogaerts sustained that left ankle injury. That was in the series the Rays finished against Boston on the 8th of April. Cut and a miss. He is out in front, boy. So far, so good. Snell out in command.
2 fastballs that had elevation to get ahead. And then right off of that same release point, he's going to come with the curveball. And you're going to throw it right down that same tube that you start the heaters. And look at that swing. You talk about a discombobulated swing. It just speaks to the stuff and that curveball here tonight of Blake Snell.
Well, we have certainly seen in 5 outings now, and we started to see some of it at the end of last year, but the way he has started this year, and certainly this game tonight, something to really be excited about if you're that guy and the guy standing next to him. 2-0. Kyle Snyder, the Rays pitching coach. Kevin Cash, boy, a big boost for this pitching staff to see the emergence of Blake Snell. Showing all the signs of developing into a frontline and top shelf starting pitcher. James Paxton, the Mariners, throws a little harder among lefties. Swing and a miss. Nunez now with a count of 2-2.
Well, I mean, listen, Blake Snell is leading the way on this pitching staff for these starters so far here in 2018. And looking every bit the part. 4 pitches, we'll use them all, dominating. The ability to bounce back, you look at his last 3 starts. Well, that previous, he had a rough outing. An outing where the command wasn't there and things didn't go very well for him, but doesn't let that affect him, comes right back out and throws, you know, the last 3 games, 3 gems right in a row.
And on a chilly night here in Boston, throwing heat so far, and he takes care of Nunez. A fastball at 96 past him. So he strikes out the side. You got Moreland on the slider. And look at Bogarts down in the count. Curve took care of him, and then Nunez the hard stuff. With a 2-0 lead on to the third. Wilson Ramos a 2-run homer, and Blake Snell dominating through the first 2 innings. Ref Snyder leads off, taking a pitch low from the left-hander Drew Pomerantz. Ref Snyder against the lefty, getting a start in left field. And he unloads this one. High and deep to left, and that baby is gone. Rob Refsnyder, his first home run for the Rays, has just belted one out here in the third to make it 3-0.
Well, do you think these Rays hitters are wise to the Sox starting pitchers pitching them in? Boy, he was waiting for that. You get a pitch down and in. That looks like the left-handed version of that swing, down and in, and just launched.
Now the top of the order, Duffy backhanded back at third by Nunez. Throw to first, close over there, and they just do get Duffy. Nunez a backhanded stop at the bag at third.
What a play by Eduardo Nunez. And then he had to get up and get rid of that ball lickety split to be able to get Duffy. Playing right in at the cut. Well, that's a heck of a play by the Red Sox third baseman.
One gone in the third with a run home. C.J. Cron. Fastball is too high. Cron, the base hit his first time up and scored on the Ramos home run. It's going to be out of play the other way.
We talk about this Rays lineup and everybody contributing. First trip through, 4 hits, 3 runs scored. And Rob Refsnyder out of the 9-hole going big fly over the monster and left. And by the way, when was the last time that Rob Refsnyder has been in the lineup?
I know, it's been a long time. And that was only his 3rd hit. He's walked a lot and has played sparingly in and out. And he gets into the lineup tonight. First time up, pops one out of here.
Got to be so tough to stay sharp when you had as much downtime as he has.
That's a fair ball, and that's going to, again, ricochet out into shallow left. And Crone has another base hit up the left field line, and twice now. Any other ballpark, it's probably a double, but because of the ricochet, it's a single here at Fenway.
Yeah, another breaking ball. Way down in the zone. You see C.J. Crone go down and get it. You keep throwing him middle of the plate down. I don't care what it is. He's going to continue to hurt you. And you see him take it off that low wall once again. These Rays hitters not being fooled at all by anything Pomerantz has to offer.
Carlos Gomez. Upstairs. High fastball there. The Rays trying to add to their 3-run lead. 1 on, 1 out. Cut right there by Gomez. I'm not sure he takes any other kind of cut other than a big one. I mean, he's aggressive in all facets of his game. Two and one. Pomerantz making second start, coming off a start on the 20th against Oakland. And no decision in that one. Foul back at first. Gave up 3 runs and 3 2/3 in that game. 87 pitches. 36 right now. 1 out in the 3rd.
And he's running into a buzzsaw of an offense, the way that the Rays have been swinging the bats here over the last week. And on top of that, really looking forward to this series and a return engagement against the Red Sox for what they did to them the first 7 times they played this year.
Way high. Well, the Rays 1 and 6 against them. They won the opening day game against them and then dropped the last 6, and of those there were at least 2. Kevin Cash really smarts over it, thinking they had a chance to win those games.
Well, one was the getaway game out of here.
Yep.
They had a 5 or 6 run lead in the 8th inning and gave it up.
There's strike 3 called on the inside corner. Fastball a little extra on that one.
Well, you know what? The way that this team's been swinging the bats, Dwayne, let's take a look at a scouting report on this Rays offense. A historic run. Hey, what's it been now? 5 straight games of scoring at least 8 runs in a game. Yeah, there are 4 or 5 major league teams that have never done that. Rays, they're on that streak right now, and it's been historic, obviously, and extremely clutch. You look at their numbers with runners in scoring position in that time frame, and it really is, it's ungodly. 441 with runners in scoring position over the last 5 games, and even if you take them out, they're second in the American League in that category, right behind the Red Sox.
Ramos chases this one, strike 1. Yeah, the numbers with men in scoring position. I mean, you put together, coming into this game, almost 60 at bats. And you're hitting 441. That's a good number. wide to Ramos.
That's been something that's been the big difference with this offense. You look at the runners in scoring position average for the season. They're second in the American League, but they've also given themselves the 5th most opportunities in the American League with runners in scoring position. So they're creating a ton of opportunities, and they're coming through better than everybody except for the Red Sox.
Ground ball by the mound. That's headed out to Bogarts. Tossed to Lynn. Second for the Force. Rays settled for the 1 run on the leadoff home run by Rob Repsnyder. We're headed into the bottom of inning 3. 3-0 Tampa Bay. Have a steal just for you. Visit raysbaseball.com/steal and purchase press level tickets to that game Saturday, May 5th for just $20. That's a $55 value reduced to $20 for Rays fans tonight only. Go to raysbaseball.com/steal to get your deal. Rays up. On to the bottom of the 3rd. Jackie Bradley Jr. leading off for Boston. Pitch is away. Fastball wide right there. Well, Bradley Jr. hitting .216 for the year. And throughout his career, the Rays have pretty much had his number, hitting .163 off Rays pitching. And for the rest of MLB, at .250. Rays just one of those teams for him. And apparently the team that he struggles mightily against.
And how many times have we come in here and the buzz is, Jackie Bradley Jr. is on a hot streak. Last 2 weeks, he has been killing it. And then Rays pitching comes in and you're like, really? I mean, they just have his number for whatever reason.
Fastball by him.
That's a big reason. Good reason right
Yeah,
there.
I tell you, that fastball. Take a look at this.
72 strikeouts. That's in 69 games. 72 punch-outs to go with that average.
And there's another one.
73 strikeouts. I mean, it's something else. And you know what? He knows it too.
Yes, he does. He's more aware of that than anybody. And here's the 5th consecutive strikeout for Blake Snell in this game.
You can't blame him for that. Blake Snell has gotten guys now on the fastball, the slider, and the curveball. We're not even first time through the order, and he's already emptied the arsenal and really handcuffed this team.
Christian Vasquez, the Boston catcher, up here. An opening strike to him. Well, you have to go up there looking for 95 plus. And when you get something off speed, you're frozen the way he was on that first pitch. 1-1 the count now. Through the first 2 innings, 21 pitches, 14 of those 95 plus velocity. Snell goes 2-1 to Vasquez.
And that's a great range right there too. You're talking almost 20 miles per hour between 4 pitches.
And he's high with that one at 95. So behind on the number 8 hitter. Wei Lin, the second baseman, on deck. There's a strike. 3-2. And he's as likely to throw any pitch as he did right there, 3-1, as the fastball.
Which just further muddles the mind of a hitter. You know, when this guy with this fastball is willing to throw a 3-1 changeup, you say to yourself, well, I mean, now what?
In on Vasquez, who fouls the fastball out of play to keep his at bat going.
You beat hitters with stuff. You can beat them with location. You can beat them with being unpredictable. Blake Snell has that all at his disposal.
Fly ball into short left, on the move, Repsnyder there to make the catch, a little slide post catch, and that's out number 2. Nice job of closing in on that one.
Well, he threw a changeup. Vasquez hit a changeup, and Repsnyder said, no, I'm not letting that thing get down. Heck of a play. How about this? He hasn't played in how long? Comes up, wraps a home run his first time up, and first defensive play, and it's a dandy. Making his case to be out there a little more often.
He says, hey, how about me?
Yes.
Here's Lynn, the second baseman. Takes a fastball for a ball. One now. Pedroia out. They got Brock Holt back, and now he's out. And Lynn in here. Two balls and a strike. Holt came out of the Toronto series for the Red Sox with a hamstring injury. And makes the start, hits it on the ground to short. Echeverria takes care of that. 9 up and 9 down for Snell through the first 3. Rays lead 3-0. take on today or this evening? Well, study in contrast, Blake Snell for the Rays, Drew Pomerantz, the lowest average fastball velocity among Major League left-handed starters, and he is second on that with an 87.7.
Well, two lefties that get it done completely different ways. You've got Blake Snell, it's almost a full 10 miles an hour above that, 8. We've seen him get to 10 here tonight.
And now a 1-1 count on Daniel Robertson leading off, Miller next, and then Echeverria. 2-1.
It's imperative for Pomerantz to locate the fastball, to be able to pitch effectively on both sides of the plate, and to use the curveball off up. A little cutter here or there just to try to take, you know, the ball off the barrel of the bat.
High drive off the bat of Robertson, and that baby will get out of here. The Rays have hit their 3rd home run of the night, all of them out of the ballpark, and for Daniel Robertson, that's number 3, making it 4-0 Rays. Well, the Rays muscling up here. Ramos in the 1st, Refsnyder in the 3rd, and Robertson in the 4th.
Well, this ball did not miss the barrel. Daniel Robertson has shown tremendous plate coverage while he's been swinging the bat here well over the last couple of weeks, and he gets to that pitch middle away and destroys it.
Brad Miller, strike 1. So Robertson continues to swing a very good bat. 1-1 now. Robertson, his 1st home run in the Texas series on the 16th, and connected against the Twins on the 21st. Home run tonight for the Rays infielder. It's a shot to center field. Bradley Jr. will have to go all the way to the track and make the catch on this one. Ball carried nicely for Miller, but Bradley had enough room to get back there to grab it.
Well, these Rays hitters putting stress all over this ballpark. You know, another example too, you know, tonight they're getting it done with the long ball. It has been stringing innings together, stringing at-bats together. But tonight the long ball, but in 3 different innings already. You know, they just put pressure on you at all times. No dead spots.
And Andy Echeverria lifting a fly into shallow right. Betts makes the catch there. So 2 gone. Well, a 2-run homer and a pair of solo home runs for the Rays. And now Malik Smith hits with the bases empty and 2 outs. One to count. Alex grounded into a double play to end the top half of the 2nd inning. Fouls it back, 1-2. 2. That one thrown into the dirt. On deck, Rob Snyder getting his first start since the 17th of April, 10 days ago. And Malik's continues to battle against the left-hander.
Well, a guy like Malik Smith, you can put together a long, tough at-bat and get on base with his speed. He's one of those guys that would be prone to try to steal, get into scoring position, try to eke out another run.
And now he takes one low.
That's one of the things that Chad Mottola, in talking about his offense here for 2018, said we need to take advantage of the speed that we have. Get guys moving. We've seen a lot of that here in the early going.
It's turned out to be a multifaceted lineup. Alex fouls another one to continue the advance.
It's been impressive. It really has been impressive and fun to watch because it's 1 through 9. They're hitting more home runs now, but mix in some doubles, mix in some stolen bases, take the extra base. They've been clutch. I mean, everything going right.
Well, they're starting to get some performances from people like Daniel Robertson right there. They thought they might, but Robertson came into this game with an on-base percentage of .493. I mean, that's what he's been doing. Not only playing a great infield, but getting on base almost half the time. Fly ball lifted into center for Bradley Jr. He'll have room to make the catch. The Rays get the run on the Daniel Robertson home run. We'll head into the bottom of the 4th now. Rays continue to build a lead. Now standing at 4-0.
Manager Kevin Cash about what makes Blake Snell so special, and he said it's not just the weapons that he has, but what's really gotten him over the hump as of late is the mindset that he brings to the ballpark every day now. He really carries himself, he takes himself a lot more seriously, and Cash said if Snell is able to repeat his delivery from his last few starts and establish all of his pitches early, which it seems like he already has, then he'll be successful again today. Guys?
Well, you're absolutely right, and it's been clearly noticeable. He has gone about his business in a very serious way and confident way, as well as he should, because he is well equipped to go out there with 4 great pitches, and his mindset does seem to be more veteran-like this year. Faces Mookie Betts here leading off the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 1-1, so he has emerged in more ways than one, and it's showing signs of all coming together for him.
Love the composure. Love the composure. The mound presence always looks like he's in control. The stuff speaks for itself. We talk enough about that during the course of the game, but just the way he comports himself on the mound.
Three-one count to Betts. Snell with 3 innings here through the first 3, and now 3-1.
They're getting aggressive down in the truck. Yeah, that's just your regular standard infield, and we got them all tagged. Nobody's switching positions.
And ball 4. Snell gives up his first base runner, a leadoff walk to Betts. And we'll get Hanley Ramirez up there. Well, Ramirez popped out on a mid-90s fastball his first time. And as he steps in, he is 4 of 10 in his career against Blake Snell. That's a strike.
How long do you think it takes Hanley Ramirez to get ready for a ball game? I mean, that takes some maintenance right there. Between the chains, the hair, the jersey down to the right button, completely splitting that Red Sox apart.
Yeah, it's 2 words for sure.
What's that?
Red Sox.
Oh yeah. No question. All jewelry team.
Mookie Betts over there at first. Hasn't slowed him down much.
Oh no, it hasn't.
1-1.
Is there more? You know, when you start to think about the dynamic players in the game today, Mike Trout comes to mind right off the top of your head. Mookie Betts has certainly shoved himself into the conversation.
Yeah, I really think we've had the conversation before. There are other players you obviously pay to see, but Betts is one, Trout, Altuve. You know, those are 3 pretty good players to start building that list with.
Yeah, and by going to see Altuve, you get to see Correa and Springer. You get some bonus there.
Yeah, that's right. Good cut, a foul ball. Now 1-2. Yeah, there's some pretty young, dynamic talent in the game. Snell has given up the leadoff walk ahead of Ramirez. 1-2 now. And strike 3 called on Ramirez. Well, that's strikeout number 6 on the evening here for Snell, and here it is again.
Oh, that hook just working its way to the inside corner. There's the release. This one more side to side than you normally see from Blake, but still keeps it on the corner and gets the call.
Now it's J.D. Martinez. There goes Betts. The pitch is a strike, and the throw wide of the bag, but ricochets around and does not go into center field. Boy, for a moment it appeared that Betts might wind up at third, but he had to stop at second on the steal when that ball stayed close.
Yeah, fortunate. You know, he gets a great jump, and he runs on the changeup too. Not like that was any big deal because there was no chance to get him at all. But against the lefty, that first movement gets a pretty good leg kick to work off of. And there's that ball ricocheting all over the place. Off the back of his foot. I think he even got out to Echeverria.
Ground ball right side, scoop by Miller. And that ball is dropped by Snell. Over to third base goes Betts. And there to quickly pick it up, Robertson. Because Betts had an eye on the plate, but Robertson was right there. Snell had his back to the plate after he dropped the toss.
Well, here it is, and he's going to try to be led to the bag by Brad Miller, and he tries to go with the bare hand. And by going with the bare hand, it hits the heel of that hand. Brad Miller, that's a tough shovel because you're moving in two different directions. And then Mookie Betts, Daniel Robertson coming in there quickly. You see him getting ready to spin and throw.
So it's first and third with one out. Mitch Moreland. So the Red Sox mounting a threat on the walk with Steele. And the error on the ball hit by Martinez. Strike the count. I think they've given the error to Snell, and it's tough any way you rule that one. Trying to make a barehanded reception of the feed.
You know, and he could have reached back and gloved it, but then you're losing some of the momentum of getting over to first base. It's an instinct gut play. And, you know, if you trust yourself, yeah, you're just going to try to stab it with the bare hand. If they ran the same play again right now, I'm sure Blake would be fine and catch it and record the out.
Fastball wide, 1-1.
I'm sure they've seen the same thing too with Mitch Moreland here, especially on the slider. You know, trying to get that front hip going quick because you do have to protect against the upper 90s fastball, but on the slider, pulling off that pitch big time. And if that's the case, you expect Blake to stay with that. He needs and would love the strikeout here.
And a cut and a miss. It's 1-2.
Yeah, even that. Everything's staying away. That's smart. And you've got a hitter that is trying to get that front side going a little bit too quick. And you leave yourself vulnerable to the pitch away.
This one popping away. No chance for either runner to think about advancing. 2-2. Look at the block by Ramos.
You understand this pitch could end up in the dirt, and so as a catcher, you've got to be on alert and ready to do just that. Well done.
Two to Moreland. He takes it a little bit high, and the count is full.
Tries the curveball, just stays up.
On deck, Xander Bogaerts. This one grabbed by Echeverria, out at second, out at first. The Rays are going to get the double play. Echeverria with the shift on right there in the middle between first and second starts the double play. It's a 6-4-3, and we're going to go to the fifth, and the Rays still leading 4-0. Look, takes a closer look at the Rays' offensive resurgence over the last week plus. Snyder starts the fifth by taking a strike. That's quite a turnaround.
You know what, Dwayne? In honor of tonight and all the home runs, we're going to go ahead and highlight the slugging percentage. Look at that, 200 points higher during this recent run. So not only are they moving the baseball, stringing some hits together, taking walks, building innings, now they're introducing the long ball back into it. My goodness.
Including the one hit by Rob Refsnyder. His first home run since October the 1st of 2015. So that will cover 266 at bats. And he hit it out of here. All three of these home runs have been over the monster and out of the ballpark.
You can't control or stop this offense. You can only hope to contain it. Try to keep it to 8.
And there's the walk, Refsnyder. And he's got that down pretty good. It's his 8th walk. He had, coming into this game, 18 official at bats. And on top of that, 7 walks. This is his 8th.
And I wonder how many of those 8 walks have come out of the 9 hole.
Yeah, we could calculate that going back through, but I'd say most of them.
Right.
That's pretty much where he's been.
That used to be a fine in Kangaroo Court. Walk the 9-hole hitter.
Yep.
That's an automatic fine. Get called up. You get your debut, get called up in the April or May. You'd get fined for that too, showing up to the season late. That was my favorite, I think.
Where have you been?
That's it. You showed up late to the season. Automatic fine.
A 1-0 count to Matt Duffy. That's a strike on the corner. Duffy is lined to third and grounded out to third on a good play by Nunez down there in the 3rd inning. Snyder leading off with the walk. Upstairs. Pomerantz, 29 years old. Went to school at Ole Miss. Out of Colliersville, Tennessee. To first, Snyder back in. Two and two. On deck, C.J. Cron has been swinging a hot bat. Ramos hit the 2-run home run in the first. Snyder hit one in the third. Robertson hit one in the fourth. Goes the runner, swing and a miss. Throw down is going to be in time. So they strike out Duffy. To strike him out, throw him out, double play.
I think that's the first caught stealing for the Boston Red Sox all season long.
I think it is.
Giving up 10 stolen bases, no caught stealing, and 87 mile an hour, down and away, and come up firing. Got him.
So Duffy strikes out into the double play with the caught stealing on the backside. Lynn getting the put out. Now the bases are empty with 2 away for C.J. Cron. Singled and scored in the first, singled again in the 3rd inning. He's hit safely in 13 of 14 games. Average up to 281. Two and 0 the count. Base is empty now. Pomerantz and Snell the matchup tonight. Yanni Chirinos tomorrow against David Price. Pop back foul left side. That will carry into the stands. It's 2-1. Cool night in Boston. The last time the Rays were here, first pitch temperature was 38. It was 48 tonight.
It's moving in the right direction. I'll give them that. We may even get a bump tomorrow.
And then I think tomorrow's going to be pretty good, and rain, a possibility here for the Sunday game. See how all that works its way out. Into the dirt. So the count is 3-2. Hector Velasquez in the bullpen. Ball 4 upstairs. So with 2 outs, the Rays get another base runner. 2 walks here in this inning. The Rays have had men on base in each of the first 5 innings. They've scored in 3 of them. Still alive here in the 5th with Carlos Gomez about to step in. Gomez twice has been called out on strikes, accounting for the strikeout total for Pomerantz tonight. Fastball upstairs, 1-0. The Rays holding this 4-run lead, top of the 5th. Shot, that's foul. Disappeared.
It's underneath. You can see just the right behind the foot. There it is.
There, you see it right there.
She really doesn't know. There.
A little help from DJ Rayburn.
Yeah.
There you go. And well, you start to tell the story, and you've got to let it finish. There it is.
Wonder what was going through her mind. Where did that go?
It's magic. 1-2, another big cut by Gomez. Rays facing Drew Pomerantz. They've used the long ball to account for all 4 of their runs. swing again on that pitch up out of the zone, but Gomez likes to go after that pitch.
Yeah, and a little easier to get to when it's 88, 89 as opposed to 94, 95. Let's see now if Pomerantz decides to come with the curveball right off of that.
He does in the dirt. And it's 2-2.
Didn't trust himself. Had the right pitch, kind of along the same lines that we were thinking, but you saw when it came out of the hand, it was a ball as soon as he let it go. He didn't keep it in the zone at all, and that's why Carlos Gomez, it became an easy take for him. And a lot of times you do that because that confidence in that pitch is just not there. He's had a number of them hit hard here tonight.
2-2, and he goes back up and strikes him out swinging. Couple of strikeouts in the inning. We go to the bottom of the fifth, 4-0 Rays. And here we go on to the bottom of the fifth inning with the Rays holding a 4-0 lead in this one. Xander Bogaerts leads it off for the Red Sox. And the pitch hit on the ground up the middle and off the glove of Echeverria, trickling into shallow center field, and Bogaerts is aboard. Bogaerts going after the first pitch. Will collect the first hit of the night given up by Blake Snell.
Oh, great effort by Echeverria. Ball sharply hit up the middle. Almost, and that would have been quite the race. Him to his feet to throw and Bogaerts down the line, but that ball just off the thumb of the glove, and Austin gets the first hit.
Now it's Eduardo Nunez at the plate. Pitch a little bit off. 1-0. Well, Snell got out of a first and third one-out situation with a double play ball from Mitch Moreland in the fourth inning. Gives up the leadoff single to Bogaerts in the fifth. Pass over there. Bogart's back in. Bogart's just off the disabled list. Again, a move to first, just a couple of steps off. Bogart's back in easily. And a strike at the knees. Take the count to 1-1. Ground ball by the mound to second. Robertson, Echeverria one, and over to first. Safe the call there. So the Rays do not double up Nunez and get the lead runner Bogarts.
Well, that's some good hustle by Nunez because he thought that one was going to be in the books. That ground ball is kind of moving Daniel Robertson towards second base. Quick flip. Echeverria is there in time. And Nunez, from the right side no less, beats it out. That's great hustle and effort.
Nunez aboard for Jackie Bradley Jr. Bradley Jr. struck out swinging at a curveball his first time up. Start him this time, and it's a little close in off the plate. This one by him. 1-1. Jr. 245 last year with 17 home runs. Over there is back in. Snell came into this game limiting the opposition to a 184 average. And with men on base, it's been even better, 171.
Don't get into scoring position. Making tough pitches in tough situations.
And that is a strike. 1-2.
That's part of the maturation process. You know, doesn't let the game speed up on him, and just because guys are on, he's going to continue to work through a sequence, right pitch, right spot, keep your eye on him, and then deliver the ball to the plate.
2-2. Miss there to run the count full. So 3-2 to Bradley Jr. 1 on, 1 out. Quick start for Snell. Retired the first 9 he faced. Got out of a spot in the 4th. Now 1 on, 1 out in the 5th. At a full count to Bradley Jr. And he taps it foul, forcing another 3-2 pitch. Rays coming in with 6 consecutive wins under their belts. They are 1-6 against Boston this year. Down to second, see if they'll get 2 here. Robertson, Echeverria, and over to Miller, 4-6-3. So Bradley grounds into the double play. And we go to the 6th inning, 4-0 Rays. Five, the Rays have built a 4-0 lead. They got 2 of those in the first inning on a Wilson Ramos home run to extend his hitting streak to 8. Leadoff homer in the 3rd by Rob Refsnyder. His first start since the 17th of the month. And another run for Daniel Robertson opened the 4th inning with a home run to left. His 3rd home run of the year. And Blake Snell is pretty much taking care of the rest.
Just the one hit on that Bogart's ground ball up the middle that Echeverria made a tremendous attempt on. Outside of that, he 1 walk, bringing up some strikeouts. He has all his pitches working. And I'll tell you what, the Rays defense helping him out a little bit too. A couple more double plays, and that's after they had 4 of them in the ball game yesterday.
And Hector Velasquez will be the new pitcher. Pomeranz gone after 5. 81 pitches, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 home runs, walked a couple and struck out 4, and now here's the right-hander Velasquez. Made the most of his appearances in 5 games. A couple starts in the mix. He is 3-0. Wilson Ramos to face Velasquez. Pitch is down, says Sam Holbrook, 1-0. We'll play the other way. Rays face Velasquez on the first day of April and lost a 2-1 decision to him. Got 1 run in 5 2/3, and that was a home run by Brad Miller. Miller due to hit third in this inning. And the count 1-2 on Ramos. Foul the opposite way, and that one's going to be out of play. Bundled up here tonight in Boston. It's 48 when we started. It's dropped a few degrees since then. But a hardy bunch.
This is balmy compared to that last homestand.
Yes, it is. Chopped deep short. Bogarts with time. And he takes care of Ramos. One gone. MLB At Bat is your #1 Rays app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Rays home screen icons and features such as MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Daniel Robertson up here. He has a home run tonight. Line to right field his first time up, and then hit one out of the ballpark in the 4th inning. One, you saw the on base percentage with Robertson's line there a moment ago at 493, so he has to get on base every other at bat to keep that up in that neighborhood. Yeah. He's pushing 500. Two balls and a strike.
He's done a great job of working the middle of the field and having enough faith in his hands to be able to pull pitches that are in, hit the ball the other way when the pitches are away. You see guys, when they're able to do that, they're able to stay consistent, and there you go, a hanger.
Back into the left field corner, and he's on his way to second by the time that ball's picked up by Martinez. A double for Robertson. You know, and all of that, I think what you're talking about goes to him being stronger, and he made a point of, in the offseason, becoming even stronger than he was before.
Yeah, he came into camp in great shape, and he's just balanced. You know, everything in rhythm, in line. Look at the head down, that stiff front leg, and just ropes that ball. Pitch recognition has been very good. You're going to get full time in the, you know, here and there, but for the most part, he's locked in. Numbers bear that out.
Brad Miller, he did not go on the appeal. Jay Rayburn down at third base says he held up. And some bite to it. As Miller missed it, it's 1-1. Still managed to put runners aboard in every inning. Robertson in scoring position in the 6th. 2-1 to count on Miller. This one ripped deep into center field. That ball will be caught by Bradley Jr. Robertson hustling to get back to second base. And boy, when that left Miller's bat, it appeared to be in there for extra bases. But Bradley Jr. got back there to make a fine catch on that one.
Yeah, that's one thing for Jackie Bradley Jr. His defense, offense has not been very good against the Rays. But boy, he can go get him as a center fielder. Great jump on that line drive. And right there at the edge of the warning track, Daniel Robertson thinking, as we are, that ball's going to get over his head. But not so fast. He better hustle back.
Well, a long shot by Miller and a great catch by Bradley Jr. Here's Echeverria taking a pitch too low. Delaney had a base hit in the second inning. Rays trying to pick up another run. They lead by 4. Popped up. That will be out of play. The Rays and the Red Sox slated for tomorrow. It's a 4:05 first pitch. Chirinos and Price. And a 1:05 game on Sunday. Short one, Hopper bobbled by Lynn. He recovers though and makes the play to retire the Rays in the 6th. Get a double, leave a man, and we go to the bottom of the inning, 4-0 Tampa Bay. Brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers and by your local Ford dealers. Rays at Fenway Park taking on the Red Sox tonight in Boston. Cool evening. And so far, so good. We move into the bottom of the 6th inning with Blake Snell on the hill. Rays hold a 4-0 lead. Christian Vasquez, the Boston catcher, about to lead off. Lynn, the second baseman, to follow, and then the top of the order, Betts. Vasquez, after the first pitch fastball, fouls it away and out of play. Blake coming in 1-3 in his career, covering 5 starts against the Red Sox. 0-2 in this ballpark. It's going to be out of play. Strike 2.
Well, he came out with a different level of determination here tonight. Sent a message with that opening fastball at 97 that he was out here not to pace himself, but to get right into it, especially after being given a 2-run lead in that first inning. And he just continues to throw the ball very well. Look out.
This one shot down toward the stands, and that netting coming in handy there.
Yeah, but my man in the double ear flaps didn't almost. Yikes. Yeah, no, you were scared, and I don't blame you. Yeah, you were. No, you were. Don't lie. I was scared for you.
Up and in with that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, no glove for him down there.
No, and that line drive went right over his head helmet. No video backup. I'm ranting about nothing.
And a high fly ball back into left field. Rep Snyder going to the wall, and it's going to be over his head and carry it back out into short left field. A double for Vasquez. Rep Snyder tried to track that one all the way and then realized that he might have an outside shot at catching it.
And I think, Dwayne, and we'll have to look at it on replay, but it looked to the naked eye that he mistimed his jump a hair. Because he does go back, then he kind of stops, draws a bead on it right here. Now going to try to time it up. Just everything was just a little bit off. And yeah, he definitely mistimed the jump. Got to the apex, the ball wasn't there yet. A little bit too early.
A double off the wall for Vasquez. Nobody out. Here's Lynn, the second baseman. He puts down a bunt and fouls it, strike 1. Well, Blake Snell came into the game holding the opposition to a 184 average overall. How about opponents with men in scoring position? 0 for 16.
How about it? How about it? I mean, obviously that's not going to be sustainable, but that just goes to show you that runners get out there where they can do harm, and Blake Snell is able to knuckle down and make big pitches and limit the damage in a big way.
Ground ball back to the mound. He'll look the runner back to second and throw to first to get Lynn. That's 1 away. Well, a reunion of sorts here. It's Kimbrel and Venters and talking about days gone by in Atlanta, no doubt.
Well, that story of Johnny Venters coming back after all those Tommy Johns and all those years, obviously that's going to be a topic around the league. You run into old friends and you're going to catch up. I don't think I've ever seen that during a game.
No. What a great shot to capture right there. Ball to no strikes.
I can remember, you know, I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but back when I was playing, tried to go and talk to an old teammate during batting practice, and he would have none of it. He's like, I'll talk to you in the tunnel. We're not talking out here on the field. I've never seen a conversation during the game between two guys on different teams.
And this one lifted up the right side. Will it stay playable is the question. The answer is no. 1-1. Everybody back where they belong now. Yeah, that's been quite a story and has the last day or so taken the baseball world by storm and tons of good wishes. Tony Venters back in the major leagues. Pitch is down. Betts the hitter. Vasquez being an active base runner out there at second.
Well, they're trying to create something. Yeah, understanding that right now Blake Snell has been in complete control of this game, trying to get him off of his game just a little bit. Make yourself a distraction.
This one driven deep into center field. That's got some carry to it. Will be off the wall over the 379 marker. Betts has doubled home Vasquez, and that will make it 4-1. So Betts comes up with the double. Snell surrenders his first hit to a hitter with men in scoring position. And that, the 9th double of the year for Betts. So Boston on the board.
Betts has been so good in April, and we talked about his quick hands. That was a changeup there, not in a bad spot, but you see Mookie Betts is able to stay back just a little bit longer because of how quick those hands are, and he was right on it, not fooled really at all. Body in good rhythm there at the plate, but it's been like that all season for him.
So the Rays talk it over on the mound, leading by 3 here in the 6th inning. A couple of doubles. Red Sox have a run on 3 hits, and Hanley Ramirez is due up. A prolonged conference on the mound. Sam Holbrook goes out there and takes up a position.
That was a great shot right there of Kyle Snyder really chewing on the ear of Blake Snell. Nothing bad, but it's certainly a lot of instruction going on right there. Everybody else standing around very stoic and quiet.
Well, here's Ramirez. 0 for 2 tonight. And through the first 7 games in this season series, he's 4 for 7 against Rays pitching with men in scoring position. Takes the first pitch strike. Snell got him to pop it up on a fastball in the first. Breaking ball got him looking on strikes in the 4th. Off speed to start him for a strike in the 6th here with a man in second. A run in, 1 out. Ball, 1 strike. Trying to contain the Boston offense here. Picks up a strike. Fastball still in the mid-90s. It's 1-2.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about this part of the lineup, you're gonna start to empty that tank a little bit, and that's a big pitch too, because that's in that swing count 1-1 where now you've got it to 1-2. You can look to put Hanley Ramirez away, and you've got a lot more options. Although with Blake Snell, maybe you don't, because 2-1, 1-2, liable to throw you anything anyway. But that much closer to an out.
And he takes care of Ramirez right there. Fastball got him. Overpowered him.
One just blew him away. Came up and in, and Hanley Ramirez. Said.
2 gone on a very big strikeout by the Rays left-hander. Seven strikeouts now. Here's J.D. Martinez. Take a look at what Martinez has done over the last few years against left-handed pitching when it comes to slugging. Second to Stanton. And that's a strike on the outside part of the plate. Officially 0 for 2, reaching on an error. He struck out his first time. Out there a little bit off the plate this time. It's 1-1. Up the right side, that's going to be a fair ball toward the corner. Gomez will have to dig it out. A run scores. Betts crossing the plate on the double by Martinez. 3 doubles in the inning, and it's 4-2 now. Boston chipping away.
Well, Betts has been hot all April long. JD Martinez has started to swing the bat a whole lot better here as of late, and just had that graphic up what he's done against lefties, and that pitch it's away, but it's up and away. And Martinez, easy for him to reach, keeps it fair, cuts the lead in half.
So here is Mitch Moreland. A foul ball right back on the fastball. 90s up, and he fouls it, strike 1. The double by Vasquez started this. Oh, 2 now with that foul ball out of play. Vasquez a double, and Betts a 1-out double, driving in a run, and now Martinez a 2-out double, driving in a run. 2 strikes the count on the first baseman, Mitch Moreland. It's low, 1-2. The 1-2. He got him. He strikes him out to retire the side. Strikeout number 8. Red Sox score 2. We go to the 7th, 4-2 Rays. Park. It's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live. Pre-game show, again presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Johnny Chirinos will be on the hill, and we'll hear from him. And Orestes will break down J.D. Martinez, who just drove in a run with a double for Boston in the bottom of the 6th. All of that begins at 3:30 tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show. Alex Smith will open the 7th inning. Victor Velasquez worked the 6th. The Rays threatened but left a man on second. Alex bunts and pops it up. The catcher Vasquez is there to make the catch on the bunt attempt. Smith is the first out in the 7th. Blake Snell, by the way, a little over 20 pitches in the 6th inning, has 87 through 6 now. Rob Refsnyder, who homered in the 3rd, walked in the 5th. Once again here in the 7th.
You see that little video there of Blake Snell and the visualization. He's given up a couple of runs here. The game's tightened up a little bit. And he's, raking those hands and visualizing whether he wants to make an adjustment, if there's something mechanical going on, or just playing an inning out ahead of the game. Six strong innings so far, the 2 earned.
Snyder fouls it. It's 1-2. Top of the order, Matt Duffy on deck. He scored all 4 of their runs off the starter, left-hander Drew Pomeranz. Liner into right. There's a base hit. Snyder's on for the 3rd time tonight. Home run, walk, and now a base hit. We'll see what the Rays can do with this, with a base runner and 1 out.
Well, again, telling Kevin Cash, hey, don't forget about me. They want to come down and in, I'll take him out of the yard. You want to come up and away, I'll shoot you the other way. I can do it too.
Now Matt Duffy. Inside. Duffy just off the disabled list today. Brief rehab assignment, and that the hamstring strain that put him on the shelf. And that's a strike on the corner. Duffy with a home run this year. That came here at Fenway back on April the 5th. Fouls it toward the third base coaching box and beyond.
It's not been smooth down there in foul territory here tonight.
Yeah, you have to be heads up.
That's a new girl too. Must be rotating him.
And still no glove over there.
So the yawn too. Maybe that's why that line drive got on him so quick.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I gotta believe, he's a little further down than her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so if I'm him, that's fine. I've got a job to do. I'm going to do it. But I'm also asking for a glove. I mean, the double ear flap helmet, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
but
tonight
he'd like
2 gloves tonight.
Well,
it's a little cool.
Yeah. Got to be able to protect yourself on a laser. Like last time, you know, ducking does not always work. I found that out. The A2000 ready to make some plays with Wilson.
Up the right side, is that going to be fair? Foul, and just over the screening, out of play. He's facing the right-hander. Up the middle, and it deflects into short right. A base hit. Ref Snyder's got to stop at second base. So Duffy is aboard. Well, that ball made a big right turn. I'll come out to take a look at Velasquez.
The inside of that left leg. Wow.
So that truly is a base hit off the pitcher. Off his right leg, and the ball deflected into right field, so the Rays have 2 men on. They've determined that Velasquez is okay. The hitter will be C.J. Cron. He's been on all 3 times. 2 hits and a walk tonight. Kittredge up in the bullpen now for the Rays. The Rays, who had a 4-0 lead, watch that shrink to 2, and a chance now to rebuild the lead. First pitch is a strike.
That was kind of the theme of the game last night. You know, to get that lead, all of a sudden Baltimore started to chip away, and constantly trying to extend it because you just never felt real comfortable, especially in that ballpark. And
little number back toward the hill. Throw to second, one, first base, a double play. Cron grounds into the double play, and the Rays' threat goes by the boards. Noren's 2 hits, 1 man left. It's a close play down at first. Back out to the mound, Blake Snell. Snell allowing 2 runs. Both of those coming in the 6th, and he will face Bogarts, Nunez, and Bradley Jr. in the 7th. Pitch for Blake is too high. 1-0, fastball right there. One. Next pitch for Blake will be his 90th of the night. It's foul out of play. Bogarts is back active after sustaining that injury in the series the Rays played up here earlier in the month. Driven into left center field. That'll be for extra bases. Alex Smith with the pickup, and it's a double for Bogarts. Well, the last 4 hits have all been doubles.
Yeah, we've got a ball game now. This Boston Red Sox team starting to wake up a little bit. You know, Blake Snell, 91 pitches in, and we know a lot of those, you know, high intensity. And there's a breaking ball, curveball right there that just hung middle up. And that's an easy read for Bogarts. And all of a sudden a runner in scoring position, only down by 2. Here we go.
Eduardo Nunez is the hitter. 5 hits total for Boston, 4 doubles. Is out after this one, fouls it. Get him out in front of the changeup, but it was up. Cut and a miss on a fastball. That one at 96. So 2 quick strikes on Nunez. And a cut and a miss. He got him on 3 pitches and pretty much worked him over. He got ahead of him on that changeup, fastball, and then the slider takes care of him.
Boy, look at this. Off of that fastball up, he comes with the slider down and in. And that was just an overwhelming sequence by Blake Snell. You talk about bringing it when you need to. You give up that double, and you get the feeling, just like we do, that all of a sudden Boston knocking on the door and Blake's not yet.
Bradley Jr. takes a pitch down.
I think Blake too is sensing that his night is coming close to the end, and so he's gonna let it all hang out from here. Although that's kind of how he's been pitching all game long.
It's 2-0. Bradley is struck out, grounded into a double play. Kittredge had been up. Winters joins him. Foul back. 2-1. Ground ball headed toward the middle, backhanded by Robertson. Throw to first. The scoop by Miller takes care of Bradley Jr. for the second out. Nicely done as Bogaerts advances to third. Robertson with a very good play right there.
Well, Jackie Bradley Jr. is going to get out of the box on that left side, and so that's going to add a little degree of pressure there for Robertson. Got to make the backhand one, and then moving towards third, throw back across your body. Little help from Brad Miller, and just in time.
The Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game, and a big one here for the second out in the seventh. Here is the catcher, Christian Vasquez, who doubled off the wall and scored a run in the sixth. Bats now with Bogaerts at third and 2 gone. Upstairs. Snell closing in on 100 pitches, a couple away. Foul out of play, 1-1. Blake retired the first 9 he faced. Didn't give up a hit until the 5th. Gave up 2 runs in the 6th inning on 3 doubles. Now leadoff double in the 7th. Man at third now with 2 gone. Stands him up 2-1.
How'd that miss him? How in the world did that miss Christian Vasquez? He's asking the same thing. How'd that miss me?
The 2-1. Fly ball headed toward left. Brett Snyder's there to make the catch. Leadoff double. The man is left aboard, and we're going to head into the 8th inning. 4-2 Tampa Bay. By your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. And by your local Honda dealer. From Fenway Park tonight, the Rays hold a 4-2 lead coming into bat in the 8th inning. 102 pitches for Blake Snell. And in the 8th, Carlos Gomez set to lead it off, looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3 tonight and struck out 3 times. be followed by Wilson Ramos and then Daniel Robertson. Shortens and takes the pitch. That's a strike. 3 home runs on the year for Gomez. Couple hits and 2 runs scored last night in Baltimore. Down to third, knocked down by Nunez, and he rifles a throw to first. Boy, that's the second really outstanding play he's made under pressure. He had very little time and fired that ball across the diamond.
Yeah, and I don't know if this one went directly into the glove. Kind of pinned underneath his body. This chopper here by Gomez. Yeah, traps it, and then there's that cannon of an arm. That ball had no drop to it. Stays true right over to Moreland. Yes, sir. Well, that was such a problem position for this team. Boston having a hard time filling it. And Rafael Devers now, and obviously Eduardo Nunez can fill in.
Wilson Ramos takes the ball. Well, the Rays had a couple little threats here against Velasquez, but he has held them scoreless. A 1-out double from Robertson in the 6th left him on. And had been at first and second with 1 out in the 7th, and he got the double play ball. Now got a little help. That ball hit by Gomez, and an outstanding play by Nunez. Velasquez is ahead of Ramos 1-2. And now to deep short. Bogarts with time. Hops it over to first. He made quite a stop on a hard hit ball, and that was the big part of that play, stopping it to begin with.
Well, that's where, yeah, I mean, you've got to do that to even have a chance. And then how about from his knees, out in the grass? This ball's ripped in the grass from his knees, over the shoulder, right out of the money. My gosh.
Couple sharply hit balls here by the Rays, but nothing to show for it. Now it's Daniel Robertson. He was homered and doubled tonight after being retired on a line drive to right his first time. Hits him. Robertson hit by the pitch. He heads to first.
That might be your best bet against Robertson right now. Although that continues to add points to that on base percentage.
Yeah. Been on 3 times this game.
Look at that, a split. It does not. That's why it's there.
Robertson aboard. Brad Miller will be the hitter. The Rays, last couple innings, we chronicled, have had some base runners, and they have one at first with 2 outs in the 8th as they break up the Red Sox conference on the mound. Now it's Brad Miller. Put the ball to the warning track in center field in the 4th, and then victimized in the 6th inning on a catch in center field by Jackie Bradley Jr. 0 for 3 tonight for Brad Miller. Top of the 8th in Boston. And a liner into center. There's a base hit. Robertson will stop at second. And a 2-out threat presented here by the Rays.
Well, you can never give up an inning. And you get that split that went awry and off the elbow of Daniel Robertson. Brad Miller follows that up with another mistake pitch roped into center.
There's a Danny Echeverria. 1 for 3. His single came in the second inning. Side 1-0.
Boy, how about the Rays again into double digits in hits? Base runners all night long. 3 home runs.
And trying to separate themselves a little bit here. They lead by 2. And in this park, every run is so valuable. 2-0 in the sense that you just can't have enough of them.
Yeah, teams can get hot, and well, you saw the Rays early on with the home runs just flying out of here, and you're facing this Red Sox offense, which is as good or better than any in the game.
This one is popped up. Bogarts, the shortstop, makes the call back a second. So a couple men on, the Rays leave him there. Bottom of the 8th coming. It's 4-2 Rays.
A big reason why Blake Snell and what he's done. 7 strong innings so far. The fastball came out blazing. 96, 97 miles an hour early on. Curveball's been very good. Climbing the ladder with that fastball. How about the slider there to Moreland? He's sprinkled in a number of very good sliders, but the big 3 tonight have been that fastball, the curveball, the slider. Changeup has thrown it 17 times, has not been as sharp as he has with the other 3, but that's what you get with Blake Snell. You don't have to have all 4 of them working, but 3 out of the 4 is not so bad.
Well, we are underway here in the bottom of the 8th with Blake Swihart pinch hitting. He's hitting for Len, the second baseman. 1-0 the count. And a popper into short right center. Who's going to catch it? Gomez taking charge, and that's out number 1.
Yeah, I'd let him do that too. He's a big boy. Daniel Robertson's moving in the wrong direction. You'd rather have the outfielder moving in, make that play, and Carlos Gomez is the bigger of the two outfielders.
So 1 away, and Kevin Cash heads to the mound to make the pitching change. That's going to be it. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. The Florida Lottery has over 70 unique scratch-off games, so add a little play to your day with these new games. The Florida Lottery is your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Blake Snell out of the game after 7 1/3, a career high for him. 2-run, 5-hit baseball, walked only 1 and struck out 9.
How about it? How about it? You know, the Rays, we got the feeling coming into this series that they were really looking forward to this return meeting with the Red Sox. Red Sox got the best of them early in the season, but the Rays playing much better now, and they wanted another shot, show these guys, hey, listen, we're not the same team you faced a few weeks ago, and Blake Snell led the charge here so far tonight.
And Chaz Rowe gets the call here to face Mookie Betts. First pitch is up. Now the Rays 1 and 6 against the Red Sox. 5 losses by 1 run. And a big cut at that fastball. Rowe getting it up there at 94.
Everybody's excited.
Strike. 1 and 2. Two and 2 now. Chaz Rowe follows Blake Snell. Rowe worked an inning in relief of Archer last night in Baltimore. And the count's going to go full. So the fastball there. Rays with 5 outs to get. They're up by 2. Base is empty. 1 out in the 8th. Hot shot, fair. Headed into the corner. Another extra base hit for Betts. It's a double for Betts. He's on for the third time tonight, a walk and 2 doubles.
Boy, and how quickly did he get that bat through the zone? You know, Chaz Rowe, known obviously for his slider, was coming at Mookie Betts, fastball after fastball. And man, does he just turn and burn. Some action right here. Oh. And able to chuckle about it into second base. Still managed to get the foot to the bag too.
So here's Ramirez, Hanley Ramirez. Pitch is upstairs. Strikeouts on the night for Ramirez. Puts a popper right side. Robertson and Miller. Miller's going to make the catch for the out. So a pop to the first baseman. 2 outs here in the 8th. The hitter is J.D. Martinez. Big out getting Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez doubled in a run in the 6th inning. The Red Sox scored both their runs, utilizing 3 doubles. Which is wide, 1-0. Doubled up the right field line. Red Sox have 6 hits. The last 5 have been 2 base hits.
And really no surprise there. They came into this ball game leading Major League Baseball in doubles. This team really struggled with the long ball, or lack of long ball a season ago. More home runs this year, but always good for a lot of 2-baggers.
The feet of Ramos. A piece of that one fouled. It's 2-1. The 2-1. It's taken for strike 2 to square the count.
Front door breaking ball, catching that inside corner.
The 2-2 in on him, and he fouls it, cracks the bat.
Like any good power hitter, he likes to get his arms extended. You see him use right field and right center field an awful lot. And so after that front door breaking ball, followed that up with a mid-90s fastball. Now that you've sped him up in there too, you maybe open up that outer part of the plate with the slider if you're going to go there, get it down.
And a ground ball headed up the middle. He was reaching for that one. And singles in the run. It's 4-3.
He made the pitch. You know, he got in on him the pitch before, up and in, cracked the bat, sped him up. and then went with the slider, and he did get it down. That's just a great piece of hitting by J.D. Martinez to get to a tough pitch and hit it hard enough to get it into the outfield. That ball's not only down, it's a few inches off the plate. How about the coverage? Can't do much about that.
Well, the Red Sox make it a one-run game. They have J.D. Martinez at first. Moreland's going to be the hitter. Kyle Snyder out there talking with the Rays battery, Rowe and Ramos. The Rays, who scored 2 runs in the first on the home run by Ramos and got single runs on solo homers by Rep Snyder in the third and Robertson in the fourth, now hold just a 1-run lead. And here is Mitch Moreland against Chaz Rowe. Moreland a couple strikeouts, grounded into a double play in between. Chops it to the right side. That's Miller. He's going to make the play unassisted to retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. Rays hang on to this lead. It's 4-3. Lead moving on to the 9th inning. Braves have done it on the strength of the home run. Wilson Ramos, a 2-run homer in the first. And then Rob Refsnyder, leadoff home run in the third, followed by Daniel Robertson's leadoff home run in the fourth. Our Geico great moment turned out to be great moments. And the Rays with that hold this lead. Eduardo Nunez will go from third to second. Rafael Devers in the game at third base, and Malik Smith lifts a fly ball into left on the first pitch here in the 9th to open it. 1 pitch, 1 out. Denard Span will hit for Refsnyder. Snyder had a big night, his first start since the 17th of the month, and now he's lifted for Span. It's ball 1. Hector Velasquez entered this game in the 6th. Pitching here in the 9th now. He's got 4 off Pomerantz in the 5 innings he worked. And Alex Colomé busy in the Rays bullpen. 1-1 to count.
And he's done a nice job of making pitches when he's needed to. And he got into a little bit of trouble in the 7th and certainly 2-out trouble in the 8th. But he has held serve, kept the Rays off the board, and his offense continues to chip away, and now the slimmest of margins.
Span takes strike 2. The Rays come in here riding a 6-game winning streak. And hooked up in another close one with Boston. Number foul. Rays left a couple men on in the 8th inning. Left 1 on when the inning ended on a double play ball in the 7th. Another foul ball. And left a man at second base in the 6th inning. All of that with Velasquez on the mound, but no runs against him. Span, another battling at bat. Pinch hitting for Ref Snyder. That will take the count to 2-2.
The crowd wanted that one.
Yes, they did.
That ball off the plate, not a strike at all, but you throw it perfectly. Catcher sticks it, and everybody assumes that's a strike.
And a foul ball again.
Well, here we go again with Denard Span. Get him on the backswing.
Certainly acting as if he did.
Well, that you saw Denard Span walk over to and give him a little bit of a hug. Oh, yeah, down, rake the face.
The 8th pitch of the at bat, and it's lined up the right side. That's a foul ball, boy, just foul. That was very close.
It couldn't have been by more than an inch, half an inch. That ball looked like it almost landed right on the chalk. It definitely kicked some dirt onto the chalk.
What do you think? Take a look. Oh my.
You can't, I mean, you need a forensic unit out here to take a look at that. It's so close.
So now back at the plate, Denard Span. Count remains 2-2. He fouls it away again. Boy, these at bats by Span have been remarkable. This will be the 10th pitch coming in this one. Coming right off the bench.
Yeah, late in the game. Doing all that work up underneath in the cages to get yourself ready.
And he takes it low. So 10 pitches in, he's worked the count full. Matt Duffy is on deck.
They actually may not even have cages up underneath here, into the netting. Well, however you have to do it.
One out, base is empty. Span draws a walk. How about that? 11 pitches, and he draws the base on balls. You can't be tougher than that as a pinch hitter. And now the Red Sox, with Cora coming out, are going to make a pitching change. So that's it for Velasquez, and we'll be back with the new Boston pitcher in a moment. Detroit. They'll be home on Friday night the 4th. And tonight only, the Rays have a steal for you. By visiting RaysBaseball.com/steal, you can purchase press level tickets to the game Saturday, May 5th, for just $20. That's a $55 value, reduced to $20 for Rays fans tonight only. So go to RaysBaseball.com/steal to get your deal. Rays up. Embry will be the new pitcher. The Rays have a base runner, Denard Span, drawing the walk, where he makes his 11th appearance.
More strikeouts than innings pitched. Good stuff. You know, this Red Sox bullpen has been throwing the ball very well here as of late. One of the best units in the game over the last couple of weeks.
And here's Matt Duffy, just back off the DL. To first on Span, who just completed that 11 pitch pinch hit appearance, and he drew the walk after getting down in the count. So here's Duffy against Embry. And there goes the runner, pitch up and in, and the throw down is going to be in time. Well, the Rays starting Span, trying to get him into scoring position, and he is thrown out trying to steal. And boy, there was nothing that Duffy could do to protect the runner on this pitch.
No, but it's up and in, fastball, and that gets Vasquez out of his crouch and into throwing position rather quickly. Yeah, Matt Duffy, he's trying to get out of the way of that pitch and still able to get it down. The Red Sox had not thrown out a base stealer all season long. They have 2 tonight.
One and one the count. Ball, 2 strikes. Duffy down in the count. Takes it close, 2-2. Duffy go? Yes, he did. He's out on strikes. So the Rays are out in the ninth. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Bogarts, Nunez, and Bradley due up for Boston. Headed into the bottom of the ninth in Boston. Alex Colomé on the hill for the Rays following Blake Snell and Chaz Rowe. 12th appearance for Colomé. 2 and 4 of 6 in the save department. Art Span stays on to play left. Xander Bogaerts, just off the disabled list, will lead off the bottom of the ninth in this 4-3 ball game. Bogaerts 2 for 3 tonight with a single and a double after a strikeout his first time. Pitch is down. Colomé worked an inning last night in Baltimore, finishing off the 9-5 win there. And is behind Bogaerts 2-0.
And you can tell already, being very careful with Xander Bogaerts. He has swung the bat extremely well against the Rays this year. Now, obviously, he's been on the DL, but coming off, you still are going to be careful. Problem with that is you fall behind.
He fouls it, takes a rip at the fastball, and it's 2-1.
And he got one to handle there. Got one where he could get his arms extended. You can see his body language lamenting the fact that all he did was foul that off. Ooh.
The 2-1. And he pops it foul. That's going to be into the seats.
How about this? Early in the season, and for Alex Colomé, it was all cutter. And now this at bat, Bogaerts a one-run game, and he's come out 4 straight 95-mile-an-hour heaters.
2-2. Ground ball left side. Echeverria. The throw's going to be a little wide. Duffy cutting to his left. Couldn't get there, it appeared. Left it for Echeverria, who made a hurried throw, and it was a little wide of the bag, and Bogarts is aboard.
Yeah, that was a goofy look, Wade.
Yep.
And I'm with you. Initially, it looked like Duffy could get there and just pulled off of it. Yeah, just pulled off of that. And let it go to Echeverria, who is not in position to make that play clearly, you can see. But yeah, Matt Duffy pulled that glove back, let Echeverria take it, and there was no chance to make that play. That was strange.
So the Red Sox have a man aboard to open the bottom of the ninth. Now Nunez. And he pops it up. Foul ball. Ramos is there to make the catch. So that's the first out. One on, one out. Jackie Bradley Jr. will be the hitter. They send Echeverria to the right side with the shift on for Bradley Jr. The pitch, Bradley takes it high. Bradley 1 of 9 in his career against Colomé. 0 for 3 tonight, including a double play ball to second in the 5th, and the Rays would love to get a chance to do that now. That's fouled outside of first. 1-1. Back to first goes Bogarts. Benintendi on deck. Vasquez due, but Benintendi has moved into the on deck circle. One on, one out, in the bottom of the ninth in a one-run ball game. Jr. back in. And a ball, fastball wide. 2-1. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Got that one by him. The count squares 2-2.
Great location. You know, every pitch, obviously huge ramifications, and 94 right on the edge. Alex Colomé thinking his way, visualizing his way through each and every pitch. Martin Ferrer is as slim as it gets.
The dirt, blocked by Ramos. So we go full.
Well, they don't get much bigger than this. Does Boston dare put Bogarts over there in motion? Full count, just one out.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Bogart's open with the base hit. Is at first, one out. 3-2. And it's foul right back. Came with a fastball.
And if he accidentally hits one to the left side, the Rays aren't even playing defense on the left side. I mean, Denard Span is playing left center. He's way out here. And then you got there's infielder right there. And is that Duffy?
Yep.
So you have no defense to the left side, and you're working him away with 94. If he just accidentally slaps one that way, you're in big trouble.
Three-two. And a cut and a miss. He strikes him out. Big strikeout on the cutter. 2 gone. Now it will be Benintendi to pinch hit for Vasquez.
That is a pitch, money pitch. In the zone, out of the zone. And the Rays victimize Jackie Bradley Jr. once again.
So Benintendi, 232 for the year. With a homer and 14 runs batted in, and 2 for 4 in his career against Colomé. Hits for Vasquez. Pitch stays up. Benintendi called upon to pinch hit. There's a strike call. Benintendi had an 0 for 16 going and came up with a couple of hits in their game last night to snap that. It's not in the starting lineup tonight. And up here with a man at first and 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Alex Colomé to the plate. And the count's going to go to 1-2. Colomé coming cutter with that pitch. The starting pitchers, both still the pitchers of record. Blake Snell worked 7 1/3, a career high for him. Pitch 2/3, and now it's Colomé here in the bottom of the 9th. The 1-2. Ooh, down with the fastball. 2-2.
I mean, everything. Just on the edge of your seat. This could end it. Almost gives it his best effort.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And we're going to go all the way to 3-2.
Man, how do you not chase that? That's what Colomé and Ramos, every member of the Rays staff, team, everybody. That's the same pitch they got Bradley Jr. on. Bite.
All the way out, 3-2. 2 gone. Bogarts will be off with the pitch. 1-run ball game. There he goes. Strike 3 call. He got him. He got him on the corner, and the Rays win this one 4-3. Benintendi caught looking on the fastball away on the outside corner, and the Rays take the first game of this series. It's a 4-3 final to extend their winning streak.